grim reality. The Blue Jays just can't beat the Devil Rays.
The boon is over in Cincy as the deadline stirs the emotions of a family kicked out of the Reds.
Getting jiggy with our old friend Hagee. There's a good reason why Tom is so ticked off with his ice-cold Eskimos. They just can't tackle anybody.
Has Mario taken his last skate, or is the owner and best player ready to shoot for one more year?
With the Tiger in some sort of a funk, can Big Ben really win again at the Buick? With shots such as this, I wouldn't bet against a guy.
You better be one of the surest tacklers in NFL history. To the 30, the 20.
Fan participation hits the NFL tonight.
And is this man's bark really worse than his bite?
I'll tell you what, we're going to come out tomorrow night and we are going to kick their freaking asses.
From the Sportsnet studios, here are Darren Millard and Mike Toth.
Last time I saw Barker that pumped up, his name was Bob, and he was beating up Happy Gilmore on the side of a green. Jim, obviously, all excited about this weekend's action. We, on the short term, are more looking forward to the Blue Jays today. Not only do they play an afternoon game, but the trade deadline. And you went down to the ballpark to see all the action firsthand.
Yes, it was Meet Mike Toth Day at the ballpark, and 15 people showed up. It was just tremendous. All right, Mark Hendrickson, the big lefty, and the Blue Jays, the big losers, dropped 19 of their last 27, top at 2. Lugo with a broken bat single. The bat actually hits Hendrickson, and Mark, the big southpaw, in pain. But he's a tough guy. Played professional basketball, also obviously playing professional baseball. You got to be tough. He'd walk it off, stay in the game. More trouble for the Jays, though. Top of the fourth, 2-0 for the D-Rays. And Jared Sandberg with the double to the left. Oh, the ball's going to get through, and Travis Lee is going to score. And it was 3-0 for the D-Rays. Bottom of 6, 5-1 Tampa Bay. But where there is a will, there is certainly a way in the form of the O-Dog. He is barking. 2-run shot. And Toronto back in the ball game, trailing 5-3. Top of 7, the Jays playing some D to go along with that. Oh, we just showed you. That's what I'm talking about, people. Toby Hall, fly ball, Vernon Wells. Oh, yeah, I almost got discombobulated out there, but he regroups and makes the catch. Top the 8th, roll on family, roll on crew, roll on baby like I asked you to. It's Damian Rolls as he takes Jason Kirshner deep for a solo shot. And Rolls 3 for 4 in the day with 3 ribs, and it was 6-3 Tampa Bay. 4 batters after that. Antonio Perez with a double off Lopez, and now Julio Lugo scores where Lugo I go. He plates it, and it was 7-3 for the D-Rays. He could have stood up, but he wanted to get his uni dirty to impress Lupinella, I think. Bottom 8, the Jays chip away, 7-4 for Tampa Bay. But then Josh Phelps, just back from Syracuse and looking pretty good. Hail to the Chief. His 11th 2-run shot. And again, the Blue Jays right there knocking on the door, 7-6. But then bottom of 9, Lance Carter. This guy's a good pitcher. Tying run on second, but he gets big, bad Bobby Kelty swinging, so Carter gets the save. As the Devil Rays, look at this, Toronto just can't beat Tampa Bay. 7-6 the final. The Devil Rays complete with a sweep, and they're now 7-2 this year against the Blue Jays. And the 3 straight losses have left the Jays at 500 for the first time since way back on May 22nd. Meantime, Mark Hendrickson lasting just 4+ innings, giving up 5 runs on 9 hits.
I know where I want to be, and I'm not there, and I'm willing to try to change. Just to make myself better, because I can see some improvements. It just comes down to executing in the game, and right now I'm not doing that.
They've played us good all year long, and they certainly did it again today. But we got a little trip coming down to Tampa Bay, and hopefully we can return a favor for them.
Anything can happen in this game. Obviously, we put ourselves in a position that it's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to be hard, and but I would say never is over until the last game.
Or until the fat lady sings, if you can find one of those. One bright spot, Roy Halladay, and the Doc goes after yet another victory tomorrow night when the Blue Jays take on the Anaheim Angels. Game time, 10 o'clock, right here on the always mighty Rogers Sportsnet.
The best news on deadline day for Sportsnet was the lack of a deal involving Corey Lytle. It means our promo involving the righty, who admittingly has struggled this year, will live for the rest of the summer. In all, there weren't a ton of trades, but a couple of expected names are on the move. Let's get you started. San Francisco Giants picked up 14-game winner Sidney Ponson from the Baltimore Orioles in exchange for pitchers Kurt Ainsworth, Damian Moss, and a minor leaguer. Ponson joins a solid Giants staff that includes the likes of Cy Young candidate Jason Schmidt, and rookie sensation Jerome Williams, giving the West leaders a three-pronged attack. In a case of the rich getting richer, the New York Yankees acquired third baseman Aaron Boone from the Cincinnati Reds for left-handed pitchers Brandon Clausen, Charlie Manning, and some cash. Boone is batting .273 with 18 home runs this season, selected to the All-Star team, but after watching his dad get fired this week, he asked for a trade, although he got his wish. It was still tough to accept.
You know, that's been one of the... I've been in this organization now nine years. You know, it's a sad day, and you know, but there's also, I can't wait.
With Boone in pinstripes, the Yankees could afford to deal their third baseman, and they did, sending Robin Ventura to the Dodgers for outfielder Bubba Crosby and pitcher Scott Proctor. Ventura was batting just .251 with 9 home runs and 42 RBI in 89 games with the Yankees this season. New York upgrades its infield. Tampa trades right-handed pitcher Al Levine to the Kansas City Royals for some cash. New York also involved in one other deal. Left-handed pitcher Gabe White coming over from the Reds in exchange for a player to be named later, so they do a couple of different things with the Reds today. And Pittsburgh has traded right-hander pitcher Jeff Supan to the Boston Red Sox for minor league second baseman Freddie Sanchez. The Sox also getting Brandon Lyon back after trading him to the Pirates last week, but he has some arm problems, so the Sox took him back into their fold. A pair of third-place football teams squared off in Ottawa tonight, each handed those titles in very different fashions. Ottawa using its 2 victories to keep some distance over winless Hamilton. However, if they were on the other side of the Superior, they'd be in the basement right now. Things are so tight in the West. At 500, the Eskimos have put their coach on the hot seat. Yes, Tom Higgins feeling it right now, just 2 points up on Calgary for last place in the West, while Joe Pow's Renegades, coming off a pair of losses to the Lions, are playing better tonight. First quarter, they open up the playbook. Kerry Joseph on the flea flicker to DJ Flick. 47-yard gain sets up a Lawrence Tynes field goal. Gades up 3-0. Believe it or not, that play is not named after DJ. Eskimos defense without any answers. Joseph spots Josh Rannick, 8-yard touchdown. He breaks the plane. 13-0 Ottawa. They led by 6 at the break. But in the third quarter, the Eskimos answer. Mike Pringle, 2-yard touchdown run, caps off a 75-yard drive. Also ties Alan Pitts for second all-time on the touchdown list with 117. And Joe Pow needs an Advil. Last play of the third. Kerry Joseph to DJ Flick, his favorite target. DJ's open, but it hits him in the head. That'll right in the mind. Pow watches a chance for 7, blown away, and the Eskimos make the pay. On the next drive, Ricky Ray to Jason Tucker, 21-yard touchdown pass. Eskimos up 21-19. The Renegades completely falling apart. Joseph, the pass tipped right to Robert Gordon for the pick. When he is finally tackled, it sets up the Mike Pringle 6-yard touchdown. 118 majors for his career. Moves into second place all alone. Ottawa clearly frustrated. Donovan Carter gets physical on Pringle. He loses his helmet and then is cool. Picks up the 15-yard objectionable conduct penalty. Leads to a field goal. Dying seconds of the game. Ottawa down. Hail Mary. Intercepted by Shannon Garrett. Eskimos end up winning this one on the road, 31-26. Here's what we can tell you. Kerry Joseph completed 23 of 37 passes for 320 yards, but couldn't get much going in the second half. Countered by Ricky Ray, who tossed 3 touchdown passes as Edmonton moves above the 500 mark and Ottawa loses its 3rd straight against a Western Division opponent.
Mario Lemieux made it official today, announcing he will be back on the ice with the Penguins next year. Now, when Mario was winning Stanley Cups in Pittsburgh, his teammates included Paul Coffey, Ron Francis, Jaromir Jagr. Now he's skating beside Chris Beach, Milan Kraft, Dick Tarnstrom. It's not quite the same, but Mario still loves the game.
My desire to play again, and I just wanted to make sure that I made the right decision for myself, my family, and of course the franchise, which is the most important. Really looking forward to this season, especially with some of the changes that we've made this summer, starting with Edzo, our coach. Should be very exciting. Well, I'm not sure about competing for the Cup. That's certainly a different level, but we'll be out there competing every night to win hockey games, and that's going to be our focus. We're not just going to play the games and see what happens at the end of the year. Our goal should be to make the playoffs this year, and we feel that we have a team to do that.
2 words come to mind. Yeah, right. Anyway, who is the most likely to play his entire career with the same franchise? That's a pretty good question tonight. Darren Millard and Paul Campbell, our producer, putting their heads together on this. So Leach, Yzerman, Modano, Brodeur, Sakic, or all of the above. Cast your vote at sportsnet.ca. We'll check out the results coming up later in the Really Big Shoe.
Up next, why are Guerrero and Vasquez still wearing Expo uniforms? Marty York has the very latest. By switching equipment, is Tiger out of the woods of his slump? Check into the Buick Open. Did Pedro have the right stuff against Texas? Blowing A-Rod out of town? Answers from the Lone Star State are up next on Sportsnet News.
Hazel May, weekday mornings on Sportsnet News. This edition of Sportsnet News brought to you by Montana's Cookhouse. Join us for a little R&R every Wednesday. All-you-can-eat ribs and an ice-cold Rickers. And by Nestle Drumstick. Share a smile.